YouTube, how's it going? The Goat House is back. NFL free agency has started. A bunch of signings are happening rapid fire. There's probably more going on as I'm talking right now. We have live updates, breaking news, thoughts right away on Twitter, so you're missing out if you're not following that. I'm here to grade the first wave of signings. We're going to break them down, grade them like I'll do for every signing. Some signings may be happening as I'm recording this, so that's why these players aren't in this video. They'll be in the next one. Some of the older signings we'll have to circle back to. Some happened yesterday. We'll have to get back this morning. We'll have to get back to some of those. Some of those I graded them here, but mainly the ones that are happening rapid fire right now, we're going to grade. We're going to have a bunch of these grade videos, so if you're looking for other signings, there's going to be other videos. Maybe they're up by now. We got you covered here. Again, follow that Twitter, like, subscribe, turn notifications on. Important links pinned in the comment section. Here's our Twitter. Again, we got these updates live, as they're happening, some thoughts. There's already been some surprises. We're about to break them down right here, right now. So first one of the day was a re-signing, Emmanuel Ogbah, 4 years, $65 million, back to the Dolphins, $16.25 million per year. Let me get my grades out. I like to do this live. Can be a little tricky. Man, I like Emmanuel Ogbah. I like him on the Dolphins. I'm grading all these based on value. I thought if he became a free agent, hit the market, he wouldn't have that big of a market elsewhere because he didn't work out elsewhere. He only worked out with the Dolphins. Kind of feeds off the blitz, which they have a unique scheme there. Not too many teams could replicate that. So I do think 16.25 is a little more than he should have got paid. I think the Dolphins got they're panicky a little bit. So I like him on the Dolphins. So I gave it a C+, mainly based on value. I think they overpaid a little bit and panicked a little bit. So I'm gonna give this one a C+ for Emmanuel Ogbah, the Dolphins. They keep him at least, and he's very productive for them. So again, I'm not grading how I think the players will play on these teams. I'm grading them based on value. But let's get rid of my C+ here. Next up, the Dolphins, another signing here. They got a running back, Chase Edmonds from the Cardinals to the Dolphins. $6.3 million per year makes sense for running back. He looked extra explosive last year running inside, catching the ball to the backfield, so it looks like he's getting better. I liked that the Dolphins didn't just sit around waiting for the running back. They went and got the guy that they viewed as a fit, Mike McDaniel's system there. I like this one. I'm going to give this one an A. I'm going to give this one an A for the Dolphins. I like adding a running back. I like adding Chase Edmonds. I think he's a pretty good fit. They could also look at the draft kind of in the mid-rounds, kind of get maybe a little bit more of a physical back to pair with him, but he's been getting more physical as well. So I do like this one, $6.3 million per year for the Dolphins. I'm glad to see that they got a running back here. Next up, we had Joseph Noteboom back to the Rams, 3-year, $40 million. First glance, 13.33. It's like, wow, this guy hasn't really been a starter. He's been useful swing tackle. Is this a risk? It is a risk because we haven't seen a whole lot of him, but confident from what we saw when he has had to start. They like him a lot. Replacing Whitworth, so they have their guy here. This is one of those ones where it's pretty risky, but they also could be getting kind of a bargain deal because if he plays like Whitworth or he plays like when he has started, he's worth more than $13.33 million per year. So this is one of those ones where it's extremely risky, but I like it at the same time. I'm going to give the Rams an A. I'm bringing back Joe Noteboom. Maybe that's a little bold because there's probably not too many people out there that didn't follow the Rams closely, which I hope you did. They won the Super Bowl, but they're probably like, who and how much, why, But it's risky, but also could pay off big time. I'm gonna give it an A. I like that one for the Rams. Next up, the Bengals started free agency signing Alex Cappa. We thought maybe they'll be on. This is a pretty big guard free agent. We thought they might be in on some of the bigger guys. Still some available. They're starting to shorten out here. But 4-year, $40 million. That's $10 million per year. So the Bengals get their starting guard. I'm also going to give this one an A, kind of borderline A+, really. I like the $10 million per year. Yes, he wasn't in, that's that thing. He wasn't in the high-end guard, market. So that's why the 10 per year makes sense. It's still a pretty damn good deal for the Bengals. They get better at that guard position, which absolutely needed to be done. So they get Cappa. I'm going to give that one an A. It's good to see the Bengals kind of getting after on the offensive line, whether it's kind of the huge names that they expected or not. It's good to see that. And we'll talk about another signing in a little bit here. from the Bengals as well that had to do with the offensive line. Next up, the Cardinals signed James Conner, 3-year, $21 million. They lost Edmonds, so they had to get on top of Conner. They pay him around the same range, $7 million. Was fantastic for them, was a fantastic fit. It's another A. I'm giving out these A's right now for these ones, but there's a lot more to get into. I like James Conner. Love the way he fit. Love the way he played for the Cardinals. They needed to get him back. $7 million per year. Definitely makes sense. So we will give that one an A for the Cardinals. Next up, we got, this is probably the first surprise. We'll have some surprises. This was the surprise in terms of the value the Bears gave out to Larry Ogunjobi, the defensive tackle from the Bengals. 3-year, $40.5 million. Never would have guessed that. $13.5 million per year. If I would have predicted that before this, yeah, the Bears are going to sign Ogunjobi $13.5 per year, I would have got destroyed. On that. It's kind of like getting into edge rusher money there. He had a very good year last year. Still somewhat young. It's so tricky, though, because he kind of had that one-year wonder, that one-year very good season for him, and it was the year on the Bengals with that D-line. You look at across the board on the entire D-line, all of them played way better than expected. Is it the players around them? Is it the scheme, the coaching? Is that what's making them play, better? He could continue to play like the way he did, going forward. The Bears paid him. The way they paid him is like he's going to not only play like that, he's going to play even better, So that's a little tricky. I hope we're still in this early stage. I hope the Bears are, because they move on from defensive guys, let defensive guys walk because they want to put money into around Justin Fields, right? Well, they spend huge money here. So that's a little contradicting, a little tough here. So we'll see if they make some moves offensively, which they should. Yeah, that's a tough one. I did not expect him to get $13.5 million. They're paying him. They're banking on him even improving from, how everyone exceeded expectations in the Bengals D-line. Is it a Bengals thing? I don't love this one. I think he's a good player. Hopefully he doesn't go back to playing the way he did before the Bengals. I don't love this one here for. Might be even a little bit generous there. C-, because he had a really good year. I had him in my top 100. So last year, I'm hoping he can do the same thing, but they still even paid him a lot. So that's why I'm kind of maybe being a little generous, bump it up a little bit. $13.5 million per year. Bears need to focus on offense. You got rid of Mack. You're letting Hicks. Your first objective was replacing Hicks on somewhat of an overpay. Don't love it. He's a good player though. He could definitely be a good player. Was last year. Next up, Quandre Diggs, 3-year, $40 million. This is like right where we thought he would get, $13.33 million. He is coming off injury, so there was some thought, after passing the franchise tag, could you get him for slightly under 13? Because he broke his leg. Just because of that little tidbit, we'll drop it from an A to an A-, but overall I like, because I guess you could have got a little under 13, maybe right at 13. 13.33. I like Quandre Diggs. He's a good fit. A lot of responsibility in the back end while Adams is doing his business up in the front. Got to cover a lot of ground. My phone is going off like crazy, so there's probably news coming out right now. And don't worry, we'll grade everything. But, I'll go A- for Quandre Diggs and the Seattle Seahawks. Keep the crew together. Seahawks do want to go out and get better. They're only doing re-signings right now. Let's go out and get some better guys, though. Let's improve, unless you're in that rebuild. But that's not a rebuild sign. The way they pay their safeties, they're paying their safeties a lot of money. That's kind of the downside as well. They're paying their safeties a lot of money, maybe too much total. And that doesn't really feel like rebuild. So we'll see. Jaguar, this was a surprise because I really thought Foye Oluokun, the linebacker from the Falcons, I really thought he was going back. I heard the Falcons were working on a deal with him that ended up being true. The Jaguars get him 3-year, $45 million, $15 million per year. So I thought Foye was going to end up being a steal. I thought he was very underrated. I thought he was going to kind of get underpaid. It was not the case. $15 million per year was actually more than I expected where I think his market is, and I'm kind of higher on him than most. So the Jags, I don't think anybody else was going to pay this, and that the Falcons really wanted him back, and then they hear $15 million per year, and they're like, no, we were going to miss you, but go ahead, go ahead. So that kind of shows the Jaguars, maybe I don't want to say overpay because I really like Foye Oluokun. Pair him at Miles Jack. He's getting better, too. That's a tough one because I do think it's maybe a slightly – it is a slight overpay, but I really like him. I think he's underrated. It's a tough one. This is a really tough one to grade for those reasons I explained. 3-year, 45. I like Foye. We're gonna give it a B. That's probably higher than anyone else would grade it because 15 million per year does look like a little bit of an overpay. Maybe a little bit is. I thought he'd be a lot cheaper. And it's kind of the proofs in the pudding there. The Falcons really want him back, and they're like, no, at 15 million. So I like him though. I like coming in there. You know, the Jaguars might run a similar defense to what Tampa was doing. I like Foye in the inside there. Kind of a Levante David role. I like it. We'll go B again. A little bit of overpay, so it's hard to give it an A. I don't think anyone else can give it an A. I like the fit. I like the player. Next up, Laken Tomlinson of the Jets. If you follow us on Twitter, you probably know where I'm going with this one. My first A+ of the video. I like Laken Tomlinson a lot. He's a really good guard. Yes, he's 30, but 3-year deal makes sense. I thought he would get what Joe Thuney got, maybe a little less because Joe Thuney had more upside last year, which was $16 million. He gets $13.33 million. I think it's a really good deal for the Jets. I love the fit. They got some 49ers coaching tree over there, which makes sense. They've coached Laken Tomlinson. Pair him with Elijah Vera Tucker. You don't got to worry no more. Bam. Your guards are a lot better. You can focus on other things. Zach Wilson's happy. The Jets are happy. The staff is happy. I'm happy. I'm not even a Jets fan. 3-year 40. I love this. It's a great sign. I thought maybe the Bengals would end up Laken Tomlinson for that 15 million range. So Jets, I love this. So that's an A+ there from me. Eagles, a shocker. This was a shocker to me. I know Eagles fans maybe not because they probably think we need pass rush. I look at fits. It's a surprising fit to me. 3-year, $45 million. People may say scheme. Is he outside linebacker? Is he a defensive end? Which pass rush position is he? I think he's either. That's the good thing about Reddick. The good thing is he's been productive. Why has he kind of been under the radar? Why has he been? He's been productive, but why has he been getting cheap deals? Why hasn't he talked about a lot? It's because he specifically fits certain style of schemes, and that is very heavy blitz scheme. He's good, but he does feed off the blitz. You look at the last year, the Panthers were one of the highest blitzing teams, and he fed off the blitzes. There was guys a lot better than him. I know a totally different type of player, but Shaq Thompson really opened up the blitz with his different alignments. But Brian Burns, more of a similar style player as Patrick, better. Cardinals 2 years ago, they blitzed an insane amount, and he kind of fed off that from Chandler Jones, all these guys here. So basically, he only fits certain teams that blitz a lot, and then he can get that production. And now why this is a very surprising one, is the Eagles with the Raiders blitz the very least in football. Big problem, why they had a pretty balanced defense, but they didn't have a unique defense, and it was easy to game plan for the Buccaneers, we'll say, in the playoffs. Just nothing unique. They got to blitz more. So maybe the positive here is this is them saying, hey, we're going to blitz more. We're going to blitz more. You got to go get those blitzing guys, those inside linebackers that can blitz, because they don't really have that right now. So they kind of created more work. Technically, they get better. They kind of created more work. I know it's kind of a good thing they're going to blitz more. It seems like it. But how much more? You got to blitz a lot more, for this to work. So $15 million per year. I didn't think he was going to get that asking price, kind of like last year. I thought he sat around, was a bargain deal. I thought that was going to happen again. So a little surprised about this one. I don't love the fit. I think it's a little bit of an overpay unless you make this defense fit, but it feels like you're just focused too much on him, building around him. But you do get better in terms of your pass rush. I'm hoping they blitz more. Give it a C+. This is a weird one. Very, very strange one to me because of fit. But things could change. We'll see. We'll see what else they pull in. Christian Kirk, this one just happened. The numbers just came out. I was about to record this, went down, made the graphic. So here we are. Other signings that are happening right now, they'll be in the next video. We're going to talk about more still, though. 4 years, $68 million, which is, I actually predicted Kirk to the Jags. I like the fit. Kind of need that speed, vertical threat from the slot. Good with Trevor Lawrence. Get some downfield action, get some separation. I like it. The $17 million per year is just shocking to me. It's just absolutely surprising. I heard he had a higher market, going to pay more than you expect. I didn't expect this. 17. I heard it could even get over $20 million with incentives, which is absolutely wild. So how do you grade this? I think they get better. I like the fit. Kirk's kind of disappeared. That's with Kyler Murray, high-powered passing, too. He's kind of disappeared at times. I think it's I would have felt more comfortable even closer to $14 million. It's just a tough one to grade here. I think it's It's one of those ones where they get better. I like the fit, but it's a bit of an overpay. It was such a big need, though. I was about to go C-. We'll give it a C because it was just such a big need and a good fit that I bump it up a little bit. Might be generous. I might be being generous. So, as you could tell, the Jacksonville Jaguars are getting better, but they're overpaying. Sometimes you have to do that, but sometimes it bites you in the ass in the future. I mean, the Patriots were crazy. They got a bunch of players last year, but they overpaid. They did get better, though. They made the playoffs, and some people didn't think they would. So waiting on, they probably have come out while I was talking, but Jaguars also signed Brandon Scherff, a guy I was worried somebody would overpay for because he has the injury concern, but they get better. Steelers signed Mitchell Trubisky, which is a little bit of a surprise. I know some Steelers fans had hope for Deshaun Watson. Some Steelers fans had hope for a big-time draft pick rookie quarterback. There you go, Mitchell Trubisky, but we'll see the money. Maybe that's come out by now as well. It'll be in the next video as long as I get the details because I can't grade about the details. Jaguars, another one, Foley Fatukasi, 3-year, $30 million. I'm surprised by the $10 million per year. It's a solid young run stuffer. He's going to get better, but the $10 million per year is extremely surprising. A guy like Dalvin Tomlinson, who's a well-known beast of a D tackle last year, got $10 million per year. So I mean, to me, it's another overpay. You're really, really banking on his future, his upside with this signing, but 3-year, might have felt more comfortable if it was a longer term deal. Bengals got Ted Karras, 3-year, $18 million. I heard they were on Ryan Jensen. He went back to the Bucs. I heard they're on Bradley Bozeman. So many teams are coming in on Bozeman. The prices kind of got to a point where the Bengals were like, we'll probably back off. So we'll go for the cheaper option, Ted Karras. He's had years as starter. He's had years as not starter. He's pretty solid. 3-year, $18 million. It's low risk. You just wish the Bengals got one of the more big-time interior guys. And Cappa's pretty big-time, and we graded that well earlier in this video. But is there really a sure thing? I think Cappa's pretty close to a sure thing. But Bengals, offense line getting better. Still some questions. I gave it a B, though, in terms of the value. B.J. Hill, 3-year, $30 million. He had a fantastic year. Kind of a one-year, one time he had that year. The Bengals almost felt like you can plug anybody in. They're going to thrive. Doesn't mean B.J. Hill's anybody is better, so it's good they got him back. So I give it a B-, at $10 million per year. Again, should he be in that range off of 1 year? I think the Bengals are more scheme coaching is why they get more out of their defenders, but still give it a B-. Tracy Walker, surprised he ended up back with the Lions. I hope they use him more properly. I more like him as a free safety. We're kind of switching it up with him a little bit. But 3-year, $25 million is a pretty good deal. I just hope they make it so he's a fit again because when he was a rookie, he looked fantastic. Titans, Ben Jones, started to wonder if the Titans would get their center back. He's really one of the better centers in football, and they get him $7 million per year, very consistent center, 2-year, $14 million. That's a really good deal, so I gave that one an A. They also bring around Jamarco Jones as kind of the insurance policy guy. Hopefully he's a high-end backup. It's kind of what they're hoping for. If he has to start, he has to start. Gave it a B. Sidney Jones, the Seahawks, I really hope, 1 year, $3.6 million is a pretty good deal. It's a cheap deal, low risk, well worth it, so I gave it an A. I really hope they get better at corner, though. So it's Sidney Jones is kind of their second best corner on the outside. It's kind of what I'm hoping for, so hopefully this doesn't mean that they're settling with what they got. Then Braxton Berrios, pretty good deal, 2-year, $12 million, $6 million per year. Really took off at the end there for the Jets. I forgot to put Jets in there. I apologize for that. But the Jets do get their special weapon back there and a pretty good deal. So there were more, earlier today, mainly yesterday, the last couple days that happened. We'll have to circle back to those. Some extensions. We'll have to circle back to those. Just kind of scrambling with all this news coming out. Wanted to get this out. There's going to be people who are like, where's this signing? This signing. It hasn't happened by the time I start recording. I promise we'll get to it. So let me know your thoughts, your grades. I'm sure we'll have some complaints in there. Everyone thinks their guy's the best. That's just how it goes, unfortunately. But, hey, everyone's getting better. If they're overpaying, everyone's getting better here, and it's a lot of fun to see new faces. So there's reasons to get excited, even if it's again, it doesn't match up value-wise or whatever it may be. Let me know your thoughts. More of these definitely coming out throughout the day and the week. Live on Twitter, live updates, everything. We got you. So check it out at GoDosNFL. There's a link pinned in the comments for that and recent videos. Check it out. It's going to do it. Thanks for watching. Goodbye.